Hello Marvel Heroes fans, my name is Wilfred and welcome to my channel. I hope you have got a chance to check out Winter Soldier ranged build, and that is my main build and that was my recommended build for you. But for some of you who may be more interested in the adventure and risk-taking and living at the edge of the lifeline, you could play him as a melee. I would not recommend, but you could. Because I think he's very fragile, be it as a range or melee, he's very fragile. There's no really escaping from it. But I do cater my guides and video for many of you who may have a different playstyle, and this is for you. Now, the melee build that you see here, the power that I pick are mainly for the Cosmic Danger Room, because I need a little bit of utility inside, or the way that I need to survive better. During the build kind of clip, I will also talk a little bit about what other power you can pick if you want to maximize the damage output. Alright, so now, I'm not going to repeat what I've said about Winter Soldier, the current state, because check out my video on the range part, at least the beginning part of it. Alright, so now let me head to the Cosmic Danger Room. Cosmic Danger Room with melee Winter Soldier is not going to be easy. Well, I mean, the challenge rating is not high, but he's extremely fragile. Now, when it comes to the melee build, there are a couple of things you probably would like to pay attention to. The first of all is that you have to use some firearm power in order to proc your brutal competence. So there are two to pick at least. One is the Withering Fire. Now, I don't pick it in here right now in the Cosmic Danger Room. I'll talk a little bit about the power later. Although it has the highest DPS, is that because it roots you down for 1.2 seconds, and I can't afford to be rooted down at the melee range for 1.2 seconds. You'll die here, so can't. So I use something called the Underslug Runite. It's decent. It's a decent layer as well. It procs the vulnerability debuff, and then I use a Shockwave, also a vulnerability debuff as well. But these two doesn't add together. But I happen to need to pick something from the firearm, so I pick this one. And then the Dispatch is something like the Unseen Death in the range build. I could use the Dash, which I should really, in order to maximize the electric charge. Okay, so this is an EMP surge. Sorry, man. I mean, I really find it funny because this is, to me, should be energy damage, but it's like physical damage, electricity. Wow. Anyhow, so yeah, okay. Let me go in. Danger Room is always a bit dangerous for him. So let me just get to the barrel itself. There's no point going through all these things, and you'll see what I mean on him and how fragile he is. So I'm going to go in and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me just do a conceal myself. So that is well, I mean, it's not really that memorable because I've used quite a lot of utility there. But like I say, I mean, sometimes when you want to win the war, you have to do certain things that is a bit different. And stealth seems to be very good in a Cosmic Danger Room. So what do I need to do? These are barrel, huh? So I need to 1, 2, go in, 3, 4, 5, and after that I can do wow! I've got, well, hang on, Dispatch. Okay, 1, 2, 3, then search. Alright, so that is it. Done. Alright, so that is done. What else do I need to do? Okay, I need to somehow go to the other side of the room. Here there are more barrels. There are quite a lot of things here though. I have to be careful, huh? And the record ball as well. I'm using the magnetic disc, which of course is very nice. And a little bit of kiting. I mean, it's I think it is still doable. It's still doable. I mean, you can see because I use power that not maximizing on the damage output, but rather that it will make this build work. I need to eliminate the lieutenant. So where are the lieutenant? Come on, man. No. So okay, so wow, this is like a whole bunch. Let them all spawn out first, man. Seriously. Let me do a magnetic disc thingy. Then 1, 2, 3. Conceal myself, and just go for a best, man. Really. Okay. So I need to constantly disengage and then do a short wave in, dispatch, and after that, the search. Let me just get rid of some of these things first. And the good thing about him is that soon the signature is up, and I can always rely on signature to do a lot of things. All right, so that is it. And my Deadpool is dead. That's how deadly this thing is. I need to go and pick guys stuff out, man. Okay, fine. Let me just eliminate this one for you guys. All right, so this is the mini boss. Okay, conceal myself. So when you play Winter Soldier, just make sure that you play to his advantage, meaning that stealth is really his strength. So play to his strength, and I think you should be okay. Okay, so I mean I do find him fragile, but okay. So this is yet another. Let them all spawn, and you do one shot here. Magnetic thing. See, Deadpool is wonderful. Deadpool, if he's not dead. Okay. Wow. Conceal, and I just this is my best moment. I can do things to to just get rid of as many things as possible. Wow, there's really a lot of things here, and I'm buying time, do a little bit of kiting. I need my bionic, I need my dispatch, and after that my so this is my signature that I know I can always count on it. It's very hard. I don't know whether you guys get a feel of what's happening right now here. I'm trying the very best to not to get defeat, and come on, man. 1, 2, 3. I mean, theoretically, if you have patience, you can always win him. Just how long it takes is the question. But I mean, he does have some really nice burst damage, especially his signature and the execute function. I need to get rid of this guy here. That would. These are so many of them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Conceal. All right. So I'm just holding my breath here. Just a little bit. There's a lot of railing here. I have to be careful. 1, 2. Okay, let me just dispatch. It seems that Unseen Death is of a higher damage, huh? Okay, I got the magnetic disc and the burst, and 1, 2. Wow, they still keep coming back in, man. Really, these guys are really so many of them. 1, 2, 3. The one is okay. Conceal. Be brave, and I can get sorted. Done. I need to loot. I can't loot. This game is just so frustrating. Okay, fine. So that is stage. What stage 1? Stage 1 or stage 2? Okay, so that was stage. Oh, Hood. Hood's bullet is crazy. I have to manipulate myself quite a fair bit out, and I hope my Deadpool is my Deadpool is dead. Is it? So it's 1, then jump in, 3, 4, 5. Wow, these are the. You know what I should do? I should do conceal myself, and I just keep hitting him. So this is the moment that you could just unload all the things while you're concealed, and then after that you can do an ultimate, which is somewhere inside this little concealment. There's a helicopter up above. Wonderful. And look at the icon for the Captain America shield, huh? Funny thing, visuals. After that, I can do a stealth. Then 1. No, I think I missed that, man. Wow, just 1 bullet. That's it. So I hope you got a chance to really see how fragile he is. It's really fragile. So let me just where I see, man. Okay, magnetic disc. Wow. Conceal. That's the best moment to do things. And it's just bionic thingy, man. Okay, so yeah, I mean 1 defeat, but I've got it sorted at least within the 5 life that is given for the Cosmic Danger Room. It's not even a high rating, but sometimes all this challenge rating to me, I think is yeah, sometimes it doesn't really tell a story for the challenge rating, really. And let me just open the box here. I think on the other video I missed one of the box somewhere here. So why can't they spawn somewhere similar to each other? So let me head back out and talk a little bit about the build itself. I hope you got an idea of how he plays like as a melee. I may have exaggerated a little bit when it comes to his survivability as a melee. But I mean, he does require a little bit of different approach when you play him. You can't really face tank when you play melee Winter Soldier. All right. Now, from the build perspective, it should come as no surprise that the enhanced bionic is the one that you should max out. That give you the kind of like 15% to the brutal combatant, which is more like all the melee powers over here. All right. And I strongly suggest you have 1 point here because he moves really slowly. And I strongly suggest he has a reposition as well, which he will go stealth. Intuitively, you probably would think that shoulder check is probably one of the better power because it gives you the electric charge. Let's be honest, the electric charge, the EMP surge that do not require any spirit, is more like a Scarlet Witch kind of like chaos build. You have this meter here. This layer is not that great anyhow, but it's still better than some of the layer out there. So if you are very comfortable not to do stealth, which I would strongly not recommend if you play something like soloing a Cosmic Danger Room, you could use solar check because it gives you a faster charging rate and you have like you can unload this one faster. But if you want a better life, like sometimes like how I play, use reposition. I recommend that. All right. So this is a very nice signature, very very high damage signature. Wonderful. On the firearm side, you could use Withering Fire. The only thing I do not like is that it roots your heroes for about 1.2 seconds, and it hits pretty well. I mean, it's one of the highest layer if you want. So on a raiding environment, if you are very confident that you do not need to move around and so on, use Withering Fire, root you for 1.2 seconds. If you say so what, then that's fine too. I personally would suggest you to pick an Underslug Grenade for a Cosmic Danger Room environment. So at least you could fire this from afar. It's a decent layer, even without the plus 15% of firearm buff on the Arsenal kind of like passive. But even so, it gives you the options to still tag a mob from ranged kind of like a distance. And it does give you the kind of like a nice damage over time layer as well. It is an area as well, so unlike Withering Fire, which is very much like the kind of like single target. If you use Withering Fire, always start with the Bionic Shockwave, then you leap yourself in it, then you apply the vulnerability, and after that you can use the Withering Fire to buff your brutal combatant. All right. But if you want to play a little bit safe like I am, then you can use Underslug Grenade from afar, and then you can leap in using the Bionic Shockwave that will crush in. Right. So that is an option, entirely your choice. But at least I lay all the cards out on the table, then you know which one to pick. Whichever that you feel comfortable with. All right. Spender has to be Bionic Haymaker. It gives you the best kind of potential. This patch is the one that has execute function to it, and I would recommend this one. And but I do enjoy Unseen Death more than this patch, to be very honest. I feel that this is easier to pick target from afar rather than having to get close to pick some targets. But that's just my personal take. Do you need to maximize this one or not? Again, it depends how you're comfortable with your Winter Soldier as a melee. I would say that between 3 point to 20 point, or if you do the story, it's between 6 point to 20 point. It probably wouldn't make too much of a difference, but I just want to give all the love that I can, at least at the defensive side of it. Last but not least is the EMP surge. I would not suggest you. I mean, you could maximize this one, but this is not a really high layer. Let me just be frank with you. The layer of this one is pretty meh. All right, so but it is just an extra kind of gameplay, because otherwise you play like any other melee hero that you don't find interesting. All right, so now I hope at least I give you some kind of options when it comes to this entire build. So just to recap. You may want to drop this one for Withering Fire if you want to have a better single target result. You may want to maximize this one instead and not to put too many points here. All right, so that's up to you. And the rotation wise, then you have to swap things around. If you want to do the Withering Fire, you do a Shockwave first. If you want to use the Undersludge Grenade, I suggest you do this one before that one. All right. So with that said, that is really the build part of the video. In terms of gear, I will not repeat too much in case you have already watched the ranged Winter Soldier clip. The only thing that you would consider is the slot 1, which is a knife for Winter Soldier, as well as slot 3. This is also for melee. So you need to swap the gear, 2 gears for you to swap out. I think in closing, how do I feel about Winter Soldier? I think Winter Soldier is kind of a little bit dated, and I feel that he travels a little bit too slow. But his playstyle is very different. You can't really face tank with the Winter Soldier, not even with the melee one. So you have to stay up a bit and know when to go in for the kill. And I don't know, some of you may find it exciting for this kind of gameplay rather than face tanking everything and find it boring. This one you need to know when the time you're concealed and ditch out all your damage, when to lay your signature in and when to do certain things. So I hope you enjoy this video, and do let me know in the comments box below which one is your favorite build, the melee or the ranged build. And as always, do check out my other video at the description of the video, a link back to my website, and check me out in game in Steam as well. Happy to answer some of the questions if I can. Alright, see you next time. Goodbye.